How often do you see a headline or a new article about someone who got exposed or something that turned out to be way more exaggerated than they initially presented it to be? Well, today we're going to be talking all about that. And we're going to talk about the industry of health or finances or coaching and how they often take advantage of people's time and money. They recognize that these people are in need of help. And their thought is, let's use these people and make a profit. So this is not a piece about one person, okay? This is a piece, by the way, CoffeeZilla, I think, is a brilliant YouTube channel to follow, is about recognizing that whenever there's a problem, if you're a business owner or anyone who wants to supply a service or a product, you think, how can I solve said problem, right? So with health, you think about things like smartwatches. You think about supplement companies with vitamins and this and that. You think about all these Amazon products. You think about life coaches. You think about counselors. It's not inexplicably a bad thing. Like, it's not a bad thing in and of itself. The point where it becomes tricky is we start selling people things that they don't actually need, right? We convince people that, hey, you have this giant problem. Why? You're probably vitamin deficient. Like, I know you could just go and eat a fruit from your fridge, but don't worry about it. Take this pill and then you'll get all of your vitamins. You do want to optimize your health, don't you? So one thing that we see from everybody who does this sort of work is they promise you the whole world, but they deliver like a small plot of land. So they'll say, take this course. Or take this supplement. Or sometimes, I don't know if you've seen those videos on YouTube Shorts or Instagram Reels or TikToks, they'll say something like, here's my routine to detox my entire body, to cleanse myself of waste and to come new again, to rejuvenate myself. And I'm sitting there thinking, cleanse my body, get rid of waste. Wait, aren't those what kidneys do? If I already have 2 working kidneys, why would I need this? Unless you're telling me that you're providing me with something, a routine or a supplement that is going to go above and beyond what my kidneys do, and it's on sale on Amazon for $14.99? That's either the deal of the decade, or it's too good to be true. So there's a bunch of these companies or products or services out there that make these crazy claims about curing your depression or helping you out or boosting your testosterone by 10 or doubling your income or tripling your income. And folks, if it's too good to be true, it usually is too good to be true. Another thing to be aware of when we see this stuff in our everyday lives, and when we hear this on YouTube or we hear people giving us answers, is they always have an answer. So when you go to an expert and you ask them a question, let's say you ask a cardiologist a question, it's not uncommon for a true expert in their field to sit and to pause and to think. If you go to a dietitian and you start asking about certain exercises, they could give you some advice. But it's very likely that they will also emphasize, hey, look, I am a dietitian, but I'm not a personal trainer, right? So I'm not the best person to go to for this stuff, and vice versa, the personal trainer for diets or nutritional advice. But guess what these people do? They have the answer for everything, right? So you might start off making videos about here's how to increase your income. And next thing I know, that person is making videos about how to overcome burnout, and here's what you should do if you feel anxious about work. So they start answering questions that's way outside of their scope. Why? Because the more answers that I have, the more people I can serve. The more people I can serve, the more money I could make. There's a brilliant documentary on Netflix called Painkiller, and it's about OxyContin and how they got this drug out there to supply it to more people. And one of the things that they did was there was a version of the drug that was given to people who were on their deathbed, just to minimize the suffering so they didn't feel the pain as much before they passed away. And what this company, Purdue Pharmacy, did was they took that drug and they marketed it in such a way, and they said, look, it's not just for people who are on the brink of death. This is for if you have back pain or throat pain or a headache or a congestion or like the smallest amount of pain, you can take this medication. In other words, it became the answer to almost everybody's pain. And the more problems it could solve, the more profit was generated. So when you ask an employer or a supervisor, hey, so tell me about, how do you keep this place running, and how do you avoid burnout in the workplace? Because if you don't have psychologists there, or if you don't have experts that have been studying mental health or burnout and how to get the best out of our employees, how can we implement healthy work habits for everybody in the company? So doctors, psychologists, counselors, personal trainers, dietitians, they know that the answer they want to give you is not the beautiful answer, right? If you're not feeling good and you come and you say, I'm not feeling well. If I tell you, did you go out for a walk today? Did you get some sunshine? What was the last meal that you had? People don't want to hear that stuff. You know what they want to hear? When you wake up in the morning, I want you to hold your breath for 30 seconds. Then I want you to jump up and down on one leg. And then when you stare in the mirror, this really cool thing happens in your prefrontal cortex and your hippocampus where you'll look like a doofus. So what I've just said, I have heard very, very similar things. I am exaggerating. But you hear stuff like this on TikTok, on YouTube, on Instagram, these protocols that people should engage in. That doesn't mean that everybody offering health hacks is this sleazy businessman. However, when somebody has an answer to everything, when they're an expert in diet and physical activity and mental health and business and parenting, you start to think, how is this possible? In one lifetime, how can you be a black belt in taekwondo, jiu-jitsu, karate, and 6 other arts when you are just one human being? These individuals figure out what you want, and then they dangle it in front of you like a carrot, and they say, here, I can take care of this for you. And what happens very, very quickly is the profit is magnified rather than thinking about what we're actually selling to the consumer. Right? And people will have this story like, well, I'm trying to do good, right? I want you to buy this crypto because I want to better your life. I want you to buy this supplement because I want you to optimize your health. But if you really think about it and you look at it, is there data backing up these claims which you're making? Question number 2, is this necessary to optimize somebody's life? Is this certain supplement or this certain book or this certain course? Like, how much of an impact will it actually make on someone? And is there any sort of pill I could sell you or online course I could sell you that would have the health benefits of exercise? I really don't think so. Right? But telling you to go out for a jog doesn't sound as nice as, hey, check out this supplement or check out this cool protocol. So as we move forward, we will see people being exposed. We will see other sides or other stories come out. Because people know the reputation, the importance of reputation. They know what people need. And deep down, even if I don't think this will help you, there's a way I can justify and say, well, look, I'm doing the right thing and I'm doing this for own people's good. I'm giving them what they need and they'll find a way to sleep well at night. So let this be a warning and a message. I don't care if the person is a scientist or a doctor or a silly YouTuber like myself. Listen to it all, but take it all with a grain of salt, especially be skeptical when it starts coming to money. Whenever someone wants to charge you for something, and this is anybody in any place from being in a restaurant to seeing a counselor or psychologist, always ask yourself, is the price that I am paying a reflection of the value that I will be receiving? I saw a coach the other day that was charging $350 for a 1-hour session. Now, I don't know this person. I don't know what they do. But at face value, I'm thinking, whoa, you're giving $350 worth of value in an hour? That's how much some psychiatrists charge. People who've been studying for over 15 years. Like, that's interesting. Once again, to really hit the nail on the head, if it's too good to be true, if they have all the answers, if there's a sense of urgency, if they're using fancy schmancy words like curing your hippocampus and optimizing your prefrontal cortex and getting your neurons to fire off and cleansing your body and rejuvenating your soul. Come on, folks. Let's be honest with ourselves.